my dear students, so far we have learned and understood how the practical application of multiplication and division in our life happens. So now we have to see the alternative side of this one. So sometimes we may have certain numbers and we are asked to frame a question of with these operations can be done. So now in this statement, so in this class we are trying to learn if certain operations are given or certain word numbers are given, how do we construct them into a question or some right question? How do we frame a right question with the given operations? So let us see. So we are here we are given one set of operations. So we see 4 into 128 is equal to 512. So this is an operation, now it is given. So we have been given the question as well as answer. So now we are asked to find out, or we are asked to express this question in terms of a question form or a practical application. So let us see how we can do it. So let us say we can frame a question. So let us say a boy called Ramu. A boy called Ramu. Ramu has gone to the shop and Ramu has gone to a shop and buy 4 pens. Has buy 4 pens each with a value of 128 rupees. So how much is the total cost of 4 pence? So you see, this is how we frame it. So we have been given an operation. 4 into 128 equals to 512. Okay. So now we are asked to frame a question. So how did we frame? We can frame it any way. So I am giving an example. So it is different in text. So I am taking a different example. You say a boy named Ramu has gone to the shop and he buy 4 pens. So he buy 4 pens. And what is the cost of 1 pen each? 1 pen costs 128. So now the final question is how much is the total cost of 4 pens? So the multiplication. So for how do we do it? So we multiply 4 into 128 and its total cost is what? Total cost is 512. So see, and we can say in another way. So let us say I will take in another example. So a girl named Sheila went to market. So there she saw mangoes. So she took 4 mangoes. Okay. So each mango cost 128 rupees. So how much is the cost of total 4 mangoes? So the question framed as Sheila went to market. She saw mangoes. She took 4 mangoes. But cost of each mangoes is what? Each mango costs 128 rupees. Now what we have to find out? How much is the total amount she has to pay to the shopkeeper? Okay. So 4 into 128, that is equal to 512. So this much rupees she has to pay to the shopkeeper. Did you understand? So this is a case for the case of what? Multiplication. So now let us see how do we develop a division or how do we develop a question frame for division. Let us see. So we have been given the question 6902 divided by 34 is equal to 203. So this is a question given. So now we have to frame. So I will explain. This time I will not write, but please listen to me. So how do we frame this question? So this is divided by this number and this is. So this is the total number. Okay, or this is the total and this is divided by number and you get the answer. Okay, this much you will understand. Okay, so now let us frame the question. So let us we can say from a school there were 34 students. So 34 students were going for a picnic from a school. From a school, 34 students went for picnic, and they all together totally they paid 6,902 rupees. Okay, so now we have to find out how much one student paid. How much one student paid? So the question I framed is from a school 34 students went for a picnic. So 34 students went for a picnic and they all together total they paid 6,902 rupees. So the 34 students paid 6,902. So we have to find out how much rupees each student. So how much rupees each student, one student paid for the picnic. So it is 6,902 divided by 34 will give you how much? 203 rupees. So 300 rupees per head you get. Okay, 303 rupees per head you will get. So this can be also again framed in different way. You say myself and my friends, 33 friends. So we 34 friends went for a movie. Okay, we went for a movie and I paid 6,902 rupees for ticket. So how much is the cost for one ticket? We have to find out. So myself and we all together 34 friends went for a movie and I paid 6,902 rupees as a ticket price. So how much is the cost of one ticket? So we have to divide 6,902 divided by 34. That is 203 rupees is the cost of one ticket. Okay, is that clear? So this is how we frame the questions. Okay, when an operation is given, this is how we frame the questions. So now let us see. So now we are going to a different topic. Now we are going to a new topic. The name of the topic is method of simplification. So we know that there are different types of operations. So what are the basic operations we know? We know sum plus addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay, these are the basic four operations in mathematics. So sometimes all these can come together, sometimes any two can come together, sometimes any three, maybe sometimes mostly all can also come together. So if they all come together, in which order we have to follow? So there is an order for the methods of simplification. Also in order to do an operation there is always a method or order. The first order is always divide. So always first divide. Then you have to do multiply. So third you have to add. And finally you have to subtract. So whenever you have a set of questions with all the operations, always first do division, then multiplication, then addition and finally the subtraction. This is the order. You said you must remember this order. Always first divide, then multiply, then add, then subtract. Okay. So let us see. For example, so if it is given in a certain order, so how do we do it? So let us take an example. So it is given that 8 plus 4 into 2 minus 3 plus 8, sorry, plus 1 divided by plus 1 divided by on division minus 8 divided by 2 minus 2. So we have to find out. So the question is 8 plus 4 into 2 minus 3 plus 1 minus 8 divided by 2 minus 2 is equal to 1. So this is a question. So according to the order of the methods, order of simplification, how do we do it? First of all, we have to divide the numbers. So what all divisions are here? So we have only one operation here to divide. So that is 8 divided by 2. So let us write here 8 plus 4 into 2 minus 3 plus 1 minus 8. Sorry, not minus 8. Now we do the operation. First operation, what it is? Division. 8 divided by 2. So 8 is divided by 2, you get 4. So you write 4. Then it is over. So minus 2. Okay. So it is not over. So we have to find out. Now the second operation is what? Second operation is multiplication. So now you multiply. So this is multiplication. Now you divide this one. Now you multiply. So 8 plus 8 minus 3 plus 1 minus 4 minus 2. So my dear students, now we have reached up to the here. So the next step is the addition. So the addition, how we do it? So now the third step addition comes 8 plus 1. So that is 8 plus 8, 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. 17 minus 3 minus 4 minus 2. And finally the last operation, that is subtraction. So now 3, 4, 2. That is 70 minus 9. So that is equal to 8. So here it is 8 is the answer. So you see, first of all what we did? First of all what we did is operations division. Then we did multiplication. Then we did the addition. And finally we did the subtraction. So this is the method for simplification. So now let us see another question. How do we do the method of simplification with the help of another question? So let us try another question. So let us take another question. So for the question, 3 plus 7 minus 2 into 10 plus 20 divided by 2 minus 3 plus 6. So this is a question. So we have to find the answer. First of all, what is the operation we have to do? Remember, always first operation is division. So here is only one division, that is 20 divided by 2. So write all other operations. 3 plus 7 minus 2 into 10 plus 20 divided by 2 is 10. So now it's 10 minus 3 plus 6. So this is the second step. Now the second step, what do you do? Multiply. So write again another operation, 3 plus 7 minus 2 into 10. So that is 20. So 20 plus 10 minus 3 plus 6. So now we have reached the third step. Now it's addition. So 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. 20 plus 6 is 26. So 26 minus 20 minus 3. So now we have to subtract. So subtract 26 minus 23. So that is equal to 3. So 3 is the answer. So is that clear? So how do we do the subtraction? Okay. So this is how we have to come to the order of multiple operations. So first we have to do the division, then we have to do the multiplication, then we have to do the addition, then we have to do the subtraction. Okay. So this is how we do the operations. Okay. So I hope this is clear for you, and we are reaching the next level of this methods of simplification. So along with this order of addition or along with the order of operation, one more thing is very important for you to remember. So there is always an usage of brackets. So in order to simplify the operations. So let us see, for example, if you take an operation, how do we use the operation with the help of brackets? There are two types of brackets we usually use. One is this type of bracket, the other one is this one. So this is half closed and this is fully closed open brackets. So this is half closed brackets and this is fully closed brackets. So let us see how do we use the brackets. So let us see. There is a question given to us. Okay, so let us read it. So Anju had 50 rupees in his pocket and Deva had 40 rupees in her pocket. If two friends spent 70 in together, how much money remained with the two friends? So let us say Anju had how much rupees? Anju had 50 rupees. Okay, 50 rupees. And Deva had how many rupees? So Deva had 40 rupees. Okay. So if they together spend, if they together spend 70 rupees. If they together spend how many rupees? What is left? So how many rupees left with them? So this is a question. So what we have to first do? First we have to add these numbers in order to find out how many rupees is with them. So in order to find out how many rupees is there, we have to first of all add these numbers. Then we have to subtract the how much rupees they have spent from them. So that will give you the amount that is left in their hand. So now let us see. So how do we do this operation? We are using with the help of brackets. So we put a bracket here. So that first of all what we have to do? First of all we have to add them. So the priority comes here. So first of all, whenever a bracket is there, we have to do the addition or subtraction of any operation that is given in the bracket first. Then only we have to do the operation outside. Always remember, in an equation or in a problem, if there is a number that is given in the brackets, always do first that one. Afterwards only you do the second operation that is outside the brackets. So is that clear? So now let us take another example that will make more clear for you. So I will write a question. So I will write the question for you. So the question is, sorry, I will draw the brackets differently so that I think it's easy for you to understand. Plus 8 minus 44 minus 16 divided by 2. Okay, so this is a question that is given. So there are two brackets. This is a closed bracket, that means it finishes. This is half bracket. So there are two brackets here. So first of all we have to do the operations in the brackets. Okay, we don't look into the order of simplification, but According to when there is a bracket is here, always first do what is in the bracket. So what is in the bracket? So here we have 6 plus 8 is 14 minus. Now what we have to do? We have to subtract 14, 44 minus 16. So 1 gives 14, so that is 8. So here it is 3, so 2, so 28 divided by 2. Okay, so now this is in a common form. So now what is the priority comes? Now comes after brackets. So after brackets, what is the order of brackets after brackets? Then comes division, then multiplication, then addition, and finally subtraction. So you see, after brackets we did the operation, now comes division. So 14 minus 28 divided by 2. So 28 divided by 2. So 1 times 2, 0, 8, 4, that is 8. So it is 0. So 14. So 14 again here. So 14 minus 14 is 0. So did you get the answer? This is how we do the use of brackets. Whenever there is a bracket, whatever inside the operation you don't do. First of all, do what is there is in the brackets operation. Afterwards, if the bracket removed, then you do the example, the rest of the operations. Okay. Now dear students, now let us practice some exercises from this one, so that it can be made clear for us. Thank you, students.